In 1976, America celebrated 200 years of independence, and the U.S. Mint struck special quarters to mark the bicentennial. Instead of the usual eagle on the back, these quarters show a colonial drummer, flanked by olive branches, and the dates 17761976. They were minted in huge numbers, clad coins in circulation, special proof sets, and silver versions for collectors. Most people today still see them as common. Many are worth just their face value, or maybe $1 to $5 if uncirculated. But in the world of coin errors and rare varieties, there are versions of that 1976 bicentennial quarter that command serious money. These are coins that slipped through quality control, were struck on the wrong metal, had a die that messed up, or had minting mismatches. When that happens, and if the coin is in great condition, collectors can get very excited. Some of these rare pieces have claimed values from the low thousands all the way up to sensational figures in the hundreds of thousands, even millions, though those top numbers are often speculative or unverified. One of the most famous rare varieties is the double die obverse, abbreviated DDO. In a double die error, the design was stamped twice, or partially twice, in a slightly misaligned way, causing images or letters to look doubled or shadowed. On the 1976 quarter, the doubling shows up in places like the word Liberty, in the date 17761976, or in God We Trust. Some examples of a 1976 D-clad quarter with a strong double die error have been sold at auctions. For example, a high-grade MS-66 specimen sold for about $8,400 in 2023. That even more modest versions of the DDO error in lower grade can fetch hundreds of dollars instead of just quarters. But the DDO is not the only rare path. There are wrong planchet errors, where the coin was struck on a metal blank meant for a different coin, like dime, nickel, or foreign coin blanks. Those mistakes are dramatic and visually striking, and can push the value into high thousands or more depending on authentication and rarity. Some listings and articles claim wrong planchet bicentennial quarters could reach $10,000 to $25,000 in the right cases. Another wild possibility is a missing or split-clad layer error, where the outer layer of metal is missing or flawed, exposing the copper core or giving an odd look. These are rarer still, and when they show up in good condition, they may sell for thousands. A different error is off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned and part of the image is missing. If the date is still visible and the misalignment is large, that can also push values up, sometimes into the hundreds or low thousands. Let's talk about the most extreme claims you may have seen. Some coin blogs or speculative lists suggest that a super rare bicentennial quarter could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions dollars. For example, there are stories of silver-clad error, bicentennial quarters worth $10 million or more. Some lists place most expensive bicentennial quarters in multi-million-dollar ranges. But these high claims should be viewed with caution. Often they are hypothetical or unverified, lacking documented auction records. Many times, they are used to attract attention rather than reflect real sales. So what is more realistic? For a rare 1976 bicentennial quarter in good grade, depending on the error and quality, prices often range from a few $100s to several $1,000s. Examples: a moderately strong double die in an uncirculated, MS, condition might sell for $500 to $1,500 or more. A top MS-66 or MS-67 example of a double die could fetch $5,000 to $10,000 plus, as seen in recent auction records. Wrong planchet or missing clad errors, in perfect condition, might reach $10,000 to $25,000 plus in rare situations. Extreme claims, hundreds of thousands or millions, often lack credible, verifiable evidence, so they remain legends rather than benchmarks. To figure out if your own 1976 quarter might be special, here's a simple checklist. First, look at the front, Washington's bust. Just below the date, 1976, check for doubling in letters or numbers. If you see shadows, doubled outlines, that's a red flag for DDO. Use magnification or a loupe to be sure. Second, weigh your coin if you can. A standard clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs noticeably more or less, for example, if struck on a heavier planchet, that suggests an error. Third, check the edge and appearance. A missing clad layer error might give the coin a coppery look or expose core metal. Off-center strikes show the design shifted part missing or uneven border. Fourth, compare with photos of known error types. Many collectors document DDO, off-center, missing clad, wrong planchets. If yours looks similar, it might warrant further evaluation. Fifth, if it seems promising, send it to a reputable grading service, like PCGS or NGC. They will authenticate the error, grade the condition, and encapsulate it. That makes it much safer to sell or show. One major caution, many 1976 Bicentennial quarters in common circulation are not rare. Because they minted so many, most are worth only face value or just a few dollars in perfect condition. A lot of claims you'll see online, especially ones pushing huge sums, are hype or based on unverified stories. In collector forums, many people warn, don't believe the wild listing your quarter might just be worth 25 cents. But for those rare coins that beat the odds, the payoff can be thrilling.